Even my back line units, the Riverwash Mermaid doesn't die, and then Grimsoul gets another Slay, and we just have absolutely massive numbers. What is up, everybody? I'm NoLucksGiven, and in this video, we are going to take a look at one of my favorite free heroes, Pup the Magic Dragon. And as you just saw, Pup is really strong, especially with all of the Riverwash Mermaid and Lightning Dragon shenanigans that it can pull off. But this game's going to be taking a look at another dragon before we find those lightning dragons, and that is going to be Feasting Dragon. Feasting Dragon is a newly introduced character to Storybook Brawl. It used to cost 5, now it costs 4, and that means you can find it a little bit earlier, make use of it a little bit earlier, and that's exactly what we're going to be looking at in this one. But before we get to that, this is also a really interesting turn. What I'm going to do is I'm going to purchase a unicorn first off so that we can Shard of the Ice Queen it. That way, if we get Mad Mim, we could potentially use that. And we wind up getting Minotaur, which is good with Black Cat, but it's still not going to be as strong as Baby Root. So I'm just going to sell the Minotaur and use that. Now we've got a pair of 3/5s with the Black Cat. So that'll wind up being pretty strong for us. And we'll see what we can make happen. And I do think Pup is really good just for how strong it is in this early part of the game where you're able to turn Black Cat pretty easily into 3/5s and then builds well into the Slay comp because it's just giving everything a little bit of additional stats. I also really like tier 2 treasures on Pup because you really want to find bounty board. So I'm interested in this pair and I'm interested in this Cinderella. And then we'll have this for glory be able to pick up a tier 3 unit. Could potentially have picked up the unicorn just to be a little bit stronger for this turn, but I think what I just want to do here is go Cindy, go for glory, and then potentially lock this shop and pick up the Happy Little Tree. And Happy Little Tree can also be pretty reasonable with Pup because you put 2 supports in front of it and then it's got at least a little bit of attack instead of just 1 or 2 attack if it's an upgraded Happy Little Tree, and that allows you to do a little bit more with it. We are going to, I think, be able to win this one, though it's going to be a little bit close. Okay, Black Cat attacking into that Happy Little Tree is actually huge for us. And looks like we will actually be getting out of this one with a loss, unfortunately. Pretty close battle there, all things considered. And I think now I'm just going to pick up a Happy Little Tree, a Kitty Cut Purse, and Earthquake so that we can get a little bit closer to our Cinderella. Shadow Assassin is reasonable, especially because, you're going to be playing Slay, though I generally don't love to play ranged units on Pup unless those ranged units are also support units, just because you want your back line to be filled with supports, so that way your whole front line is making use of that Pup bonus. So not going to worry about picking up the Shadow Assassin, we'll just worry about trying to potentially get some additional cash out of Kitty Cut Purse. We've got the Earthquake, so that might allow Kitty Cut Purse to slay, eat more easily, and then try to find some tier 2 treasures. So that's the game plan, and we'll see how that one all pans out. I think, this will definitely allow us to get that Slay there with Kitty Cut Purse, so that's really good. And then make another Black Cat. I think this is going to be enough to win as well. Does look like it. We could have even potentially gotten another Slay from Kitty Cut Purse, but just have to battle through this Sleeping Princess, and then that'll be a nice little win for us against the undefeated Muerte. So not too shabby. Pick up Happy Little Tree here. That'll give us a tier 2 treasure. And I really like Dragon's Nest on Pup. That is going to just give our Lightning Dragons +5/+5. So I think that is quite strong. And then I am eyeing up this Brave Princess. And fortunately, we will have to sell something if we want to pick up Ogre Princess or the Mummy. I think we could have sold the Kitty Cut Purse to pick up the Mummy, but I also kind of like rolling, just trying to hit a spell to activate Cindy a little bit earlier and potentially find the bounty board. So that is going to be the game plan here. I'm going to move Brave Princess back into the back line and support the happy little tree to give that +2/+1 from the pup hero power off the baby root. And then I'm locking this shop because it has a support in it. And we have not seen too many supports throughout the course of this game thus far, so let's try to find some more. We do see that Skip is making pretty good use of Feasting Dragon and then also some supports themselves, so nicely done there from Skip. We are going to get our first sleigh with Brave Princess, and then we are going to get a sleigh with Kitty Cutpurse too. So we don't win the For Glory. We were really just casting that for the Cindy though, to try to cast some spells, and we do really want to finish the Cindy this turn, so it's good that we find this Earthquake. Finishing the Cindy this turn will allow us to spend all gold on future turns on tier 4 units, because that's just really important when you're playing pup. So we'll cast this Earthquake, and we do find the bounty board, which is absolutely huge on pup. That's going to freely allow us to play the comp that we want to play, and then I think I might pick up this Lucky. Again, that's just going to give us more gold going into level 4. So I do think that's a pretty reasonable pickup. We could sell the Cinderella and go for that. And now that we've got the bounty board too, I also want to consider trying to slay with this Kitty Cutpurse, but I do also want to try to make our board a little bit stronger. I think that's going to involve supporting the happy little tree, just because a 2... whatever it is, like 212 isn't that strong, but a 416 can actually trade with a few units. So hopefully that will be nice for us. And then Lucky in the back should still be able to activate. Our board isn't that strong, and we are playing up against a 40 health The Fates here, so that could be scary as well. And looks like they found 3 blind mice. We are not going to slay with our Brave Princess, so that is a little bit unfortunate. Lucky will die though, so I guess that's fine, all things considered. And we only wind up taking a little bit of damage here, down to 24. We are one of the lower placed people in the lobby, but this is where pup really gets to shine. We got a discount on Riverwash Mermaid, so that's really good. And now I just want to roll for some dragons. I do see that there is a Masquerade Ball with 3 4-cost units in the shop, so I am going to go for this Masquerade Ball. The Baby Bear is kind of interesting, as is the Time Flies, but I'm just going to roll past it, not worry about it. And then I think I'm going to pick up a Grimsoul. Grimsoul, we don't really have anything too crazy with it right now. I mean, we've got the Brave Princess that could potentially do some interesting stuff, and then we've got the Kitty Cutpurse and the Riverwash Mermaid. But I think we will want a Grimsoul eventually, mostly for like maybe it'll help this Brave Princess slay, and then we could find like a Bad Moon or something like that. So I think that is worth selling off the Golden Chicken for, but I'm not going to lock for the second Grimsoul. Just want to spend my time rolling for Lightning Dragons next turn. I debate putting in the Riverwash Mermaid because it would be stronger than the Baby Dragon, a 4/8 as opposed to a 0/3, but ultimately decide to take it out just so that the Grimsoul has a better chance of hitting onto that Brave Princess. And unfortunately, it doesn't still. Both of those sleighs go onto the Kitty Cutpurse, but it's kind of okay too. That's going to give us a bunch of extra gold with this bounty board. And this happy little tree is really actually strong enough that we're not going to be able to slay at all with Brave Princess. So kind of a bummer on this one. And then we're going to find those Feasting Dragons. So with Dragon's Nest, Feasting Dragon is actually a pretty good character. You're going to see me setting up to play both of these Feasting Dragons, and they are also getting +2/+1 from the pup, and then supported by the Riverwash Mermaid, so they'll have a little bit of scaling as well, and then they'll also be giving us cash with the bounty board, so definitely strong with this exact setup. But I think overall, it definitely increases the stock of Dragon's Nest. Whereas typically I'm playing Dragon's Nest on characters where I want to force this sleigh comp, which is pretty much Peter Pants and, Pan Shadow and Pup. But Now I think Dragon's Nest might have more widespread utility because you can use it on Baby Dragon in the early game, and then on level 4, I mean, just more dragons means there's more uses for Dragon's Nest. But Feasting Dragon can actually be a pretty good unit. You just have to give it a little bit of help so that way it is actually getting those slays, and that can just, like, we're actually scaling our lightning dragons right now by slaying with these Feasting Dragon. We're scaling all of our future units potentially, so that could be pretty sweet. Grimsoul is going to land on Happy Little Tree, so a little bit unfortunate, but both of the Feasting Dragons are going to slay, so that's a bunch of cash and stats all across the board. So that is pretty sweet. And Brave Princess, again, not going to be getting the slay, and it's just going to get tougher and tougher for Brave Princess, unfortunately. But we do find a Lightning Dragon. That's really good. We'll be able to put that in the middle of both of these river washes and just start gaining a ton of extra cash. 4.2, so really want to spend all of my gold rolling for 4-cost units, and we're going to find a triple of River Wash Mermaid, and we also find Gloves of Thieving. I think Fool's Gold could be a potential pickup here too, but Gloves of Thieving is a treasure that I really enjoy playing when I'm playing Pup, because we can use Lightning Dragon to steal supports from our opponents and potentially find some nice stuff with that. And then, we do see a Merlin's Test, which I think does have some potential there, but I'm going to wind up rolling and then casting this Queen's Grace actually on the Brave Princess. Just give Brave Princess one more shot at potentially activating here with the Grimsoul and then slaying itself in combat. So maybe we will be able to make that a thing and see what we can do. But feeling pretty good here with this setup of dragons. I'll move Lightning Dragon to the first position actually, so it can get in the first 2 attacks if it happens to survive. It's pretty big, and it is going to indeed survive and take out a Baba Yaga and a Queen of Hearts. These Feasting Dragons are also going to be able to slay, so really nice stuff here. And then Grimsoul will wind up triggering on the Brave Princess, but the River Wash Mermaid will take out my opponent's Baba Yaga. But importantly, we stole their other Baba Yaga, and we also got bounty board stuff going on, so yeah, this is really, really great. Now we can pick up another Lightning Dragon, probably cut the Grimsoul for that, and we also just have a ton of gold every turn and are really killing it. Now we'll get to triple on Feasting Dragon, really looking for Horn of Olympus. Not going to find it. Coin of Sharon is kind of cute, but I'm not going to toss any of my other treasures for it. I mean, Dragon's Nest we could toss +5/+5 on all the dragons versus +4/+4 on the first dragon that dies. It's not really super exciting, so just going to wind up selling or skipping the treasure and grabbing the gold there. And then I'll pick up a Baba Yaga to end the turn, and that's pretty sweet. I do take a look at what Brave Princess would look like in this lineup, but as the last unit, that's not going to be super helpful. So I'll just put in the Grimsoul, and now we are set up to make a ton of cash off of these Lightning Dragons and get a little bit of scaling off of Feasting Dragon here as well. But looking pretty strong. Could do some kind of weird setup where you've got the Feasting Dragon in front of both Baba Yagas. That could be kind of interesting just to gain a bunch of stats in that way. But I think this is going to give us more stats overall, plus some more gold. And I load up the tracker there because I did not have it loaded up before this. So now we'll have win percentages and stuff. And you can find a link for that in the video description. So there you go. We're going to have 22 gold this turn. We got 5 slays off, or 5 slays off with Baba Yaga supporting all of them. So 10 extra gold here is pretty nice. And now we get to pick up Horn of Olympus when we triple up on these dragons. So Really good stuff. We also pick up Lancelot, kind of talked over that too, but Horn of Olympus is going to give us a pretty big power spike and going to mean that we immediately activate Lancelot here too. Again, just taking a look at what Brave Princess would look like, but I think we are going to wind up playing Grimsoul on this one, and I'll grab a golden chicken here too. Looking for more Baba Yagas and River Wash Mermaids. Now that we have got the Horn of Olympus, we are really off to the races, and could pick up another golden chicken. Don't really think we need to though, and just gonna wind up rolling down my gold for the rest of the turn. Also, Burning Tree is kind of cute to think about. Maybe if we really scale with the Feasting Dragon, we could pick up the Burning Tree, but I'm not going to worry about it for now. I'll pick up a Genie's Wish, because that could be like free XP. I was potentially looking for XP there just to maybe find Jormungand a little bit earlier, but we are not going to be so lucky. So we are going to keep our Baba Yagas alive in the back row, just barely, and if you remember this skip playing a pretty similar board to us, we're going to trade Feasting Dragons and trade some scaling on this board. Pretty silly stuff, and then just have an absolutely massive Lightning Dragon. And I think Bounty Board is going to give us a ton of cash here, so that's really great. And looking at these treasures, I'm thinking that, well, Hand of Midas is the only one that we'd really consider, and it's a little bit awkward, but maybe we'd find a River Wash Mermaid to make use of Hand of Midas, and for that reason, it's probably worth taking over the Gloves of Thieving. You probably get more from that. So I'm going to pick up Hand of Midas, and then I'm going to realize that we actually just combined our Baba Yagas by stealing the Baba Yaga from Skip. So as unfortunate as this is, I do think that we have to get rid of the Hand of Midas that we just picked up. Mimic Chest is so good with the Bounty Board that I don't want to get rid of the Bounty Board just yet. So let's get rid of the Hand of Midas and then see what else we can find on this turn. I'll pick up Grimsoul, and then I really just want to find, I'll pick up the Health Potion as well, just because we've got so much cash, so little time here too. Probably should pick up those Lightning Dragons, especially considering how big they are, but I just don't have the time. I think we wind up seeing one more, and I just grabbed this Polywoggle. There's a little bit of lag in the shop too, so just gonna wind up rolling, and then do find the triple on Grimsoul as well right before the end of it, so just gonna wind up skipping that treasure. I know that there's no treasure that we could add to this board that would be better than the ones that we currently have. We're full build until we can find a Evil Eye. That's gonna make us full build. We are actually going to get the Grimsoul to slay onto Polywoggle, so that is going to give us a tier 6 unit. Bearstain, not super exciting, but we'll pick that up here, and we're going to have a ton of gold thanks to Bounty Board Mimic Chest 6.0, 40 gold, and I'm definitely ready to make use of it. Don't have to think about any treasures this turn. We are just rolling for Jormungand's. Though, do want to at least think about It Was All a Dream, and I also want to think about Nyan Sea Terror. I rolled past the first one, and that kind of got me thinking, you know what, we do actually need Evil Eye still, and I don't really want to buy Baba Yagas, so maybe I should buy Nyan Sea Terrors. Gonna pick up a Jormungand, which is absolutely great. Oh, and I need to find another River Wash Mermaid too, so that, and then also like Knighthood, potentially looking for. We will grab a tier 5 treasure with Nyan Sea Terror, and we find the Evil Eye. So unfortunately we have to toss Bounty Board here, but we had plenty of gold this turn. I think we're still going to be okay, even if we don't have too much gold going forward. So do a few more rolls, and then we wind up finding the Knighthood, so we can still pick up this right now. We'll just sell a few units. I think we'll get rid of this Brave Princess finally, and then we will Knighthood our Jormungand, and we are basically full build here, except we just need another River Wash Mermaid instead of the Feasting Dragon. You see me toying around with keeping Feasting Dragon in the front because that'll give a bunch of stats to my board, but I figure, or not my board, my shop. I figure though getting a little bit more stats on Jormungand through the River Wash Mermaid is a little bit better. It's already an 8460, but maybe we can scale that a little bit more, and that's largely in part due to the Feasting Dragon, so really crazy stuff there. when you are getting at a point where your Grim Soul can slay with the slay comp, you know you have done something right. We've just got absolutely massive units here. The Lightning Dragon is getting to attack and survive, and then we break open their pumpkin. They're not even going to kill. I mean, it's up against the Ghost here, but they are not going to take out a single one of our units this combat. The Feasting Dragon is even going to get a slay. There we go. There is the Jormungand slay too. And then, yeah, my opponent's units are just slowly going to attack into mine. Feasting Dragon doesn't even die. And then even my backline units, the Riverwash Mermaid doesn't die. And then Grimsoul gets another slay. And we just have absolutely massive numbers. One of the biggest pup scaling games that I've ever been able to put together. And we're still not done. So we do see a Hercules here, and it's cute that Hercules is a 36-36, but we already have the treasures that we want exactly. We could potentially get excited for like a Phoenix Feather on Jormungand, but I don't think that's going to make the cut. I think we just want to grab this Riverwash Mermaid, and that's going to make us really, really strong. Now everything has a ton of slays on it in the front row, and at this point now we're full build. We could activate or triple this Riverwash Mermaid just to make it upgraded, just to deal a little bit more damage, but really that's not going to be super necessary, and we're basically full build at this point, just rolling for spells that we could potentially cast. And Toil and Trouble, sure, why not? +2/+2 on 2 of my units, and we'll see what we can do. The Jormungand, I think, started the last fight with 84 as an 84-60, and now has a whole bunch more attack and health. Some of that is due to picking up another support, but just crazy stuff. When Lightning Dragon can attack into a Soul Tack Ancient and then survive, that is just absolutely massive, hitting my opponent's highest attack unit, a Spellweaver from a Crystal Ball player, and still live to tell the tale. And then we are just going to get some massive things. This Lightning Dragon's going to be able to attack again. The slay animation's getting pretty long at this point, but we are able to put together some really powerful stuff here. I don't even remember what unit is slaying right now. I think that was Grimsoul. And now we're... Okay, no, this is the Lightning Dragon again. So Lancelot already attacked. Lightning Dragon is going to go down the second time it attacks, but still that is going to give absolutely massive stats to this Jormungand, and that will be enough to wrap up the fight. So we take out the Spellweaver, and then the Aeon is going to wind up attacking into one of our units. I guess I'd like it to attack into Grimsoul, so that way we can... just scale even a little bit more, but you can see this Jormungand's going to be almost up into the 6,000s. Absolutely crazy, but I think the craziest part about all of this is how massive my other units are. Lightning Dragon at 250, rivaling Lancelot at 250. Though I think Lancelot will overtake Lightning Dragon shortly. Interestingly, we could It Was All a Dream. I was thinking about it after the fact, and if we It Was All a Dream into Trophy Hunter, this Grimsoul is actually slaying. So Trophy Hunter would actually do something, but I do like the additional stats that we get from Pup. It's non-zero. You do actually get a pretty reasonable amount of stats with everything else that you got going on. We could put in a Riverwash Mermaid instead of the upgraded Riverwash Mermaid, but I'm just going to go for Cat's Call. I feel like that's funny enough. We'll see how much our supports are actually giving to the front row on the crazy chance that my opponent somehow wipes my whole front row. Honestly, it's not going to happen, but we'll cast Cat's Call just to end the game here, and I think we will have enough damage to get it done. Lightning Dragon trading with Echo Wood out of a Trees comp. Absolutely crazy. Our stuff is just way too big here, and yeah, my opponent's seen the writing on the wall. They got the Jormungand. Actually going to turn on the sound for this one. Apologies for hitting the table, but we can take a little bit of a listen. for all of these beautiful slaying sounds. Really sweet game. Strong enough that nobody was able to put anything super strong with trees together. You can see that Skip tried to do what I was talking about. Use the big scaling from Feasting Dragon to try to build some burning trees. But this Dormigan's a little bit bigger than that, and we are going to wind up taking them down eventually here, slowly but surely. But this will still be enough to kill the Skip. 18 damage, gets pretty close, but is going to be enough in the end. Glad I kept in that upgraded River Wash Mermaid though, because that would have been embarrassing if we brought them down to 1 because of that. But that is going to be it for me for this one for today's video. So thank you guys very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I thought it was cool to take a look at Feasting Dragon, and then we also just did some really fun stuff with Pup, which I always love when you can put this together. That's going to be it for me today. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'm NoLucksGiven. Peace.